From the crowded lanes of old Dhaka to the streets of London, Toronto, and Dubai, Bangladeshis have quietly built one of the most widespread diasporas in the world. In this video, we're diving deep into the history, the stories, and the statistics of how and why Bangladeshis have migrated abroad over the decades and what they have built where they have landed en masse. Like, comment where your family ended up as a fellow member of the global diaspora, and make sure to subscribe if you want more diaspora deep dives like this one. This story starts even before the nation state of Bangladesh existed. Back then, it was East Pakistan, and even earlier, under British colonial rule, Bengalis began migrating to parts of the British Empire, mainly as colonial ship workers as early as 1920s, ending up in British port cities. It's sort of how the Silites ended up in London, UK, and hence UK became one of the earliest hubs to Bengalis, Lascars, or seamen, often jumping ship in London dock cities such as Liverpool in the early 20th century. But things changed dramatically after the 1971 War of Independence. With a new nation came new challenges: poverty, political instability, and a rising population, famine, natural disasters, and a rising population to feed. Among all this instability, migration for many became not just a dream, but a necessity. Hence, in the 1970s and the 1980s, as the oil-rich Gulf nations boomed, Bangladeshi day laborers went out to the Gulf, to places like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Oman, and Kuwait, seeking their share of the pie. Fast forward to 2023, over 13 million Bangladeshis had migrated overseas, with more than 70% of them going to the Middle East to work. And with all those workers going abroad, high, mid, or low skilled, the remittances came flowing back home with nearly 22 billion USD, one of Bangladesh's largest source of foreign income. These workers, many of them day laborers, built the skyscrapers, roads, and cities that many people admire in places like Dubai through their blood, sweat, and tears. Many worked years under harsh, difficult conditions, often separated from their families back in Bangladesh. While the Gulf was seen as a place for work, the West was seen as a place for settling and building your roots. The UK, you could argue, was the first major Western hub or home for the Bangladeshi diaspora, especially in East London in the so-called Tower Hamlets, where tens of thousands from Sylhet settled from the 1950s and onward. In the USA, large Bangladeshi communities formed in New York, Jackson Heights, and the Bronx, while Canada saw major growth of Bangladeshis in cities like Toronto, Mississauga, and Scarborough. According to Canada's 2021 census, over 100,000 Bangladeshis now live across the country, making it one of the most prominent South Asian communities. Many are now Generation 1.5 and 2 and are now working as professionals, entrepreneurs, students, and homeowners. Often a large leap from the humble beginnings and migrant working class roots of some of their parents. However, let's backtrack a little bit. In the 2000s, the profile of migrants from Bangladesh, especially to the West, has shifted profoundly. Young Bangladeshis started arriving in the West as international students, tech workers with technical skills, and healthcare professionals seeking higher education and livelihood opportunities. And programs in liberal regimes such as Canada and its post-graduation work permit and PR pathways helped many stay and develop themselves. And resultantly, these people, these still relatively young people, will have children, and we'll see a new generation born abroad speaking fluent English, Bengali at home, and reshaping what it means to be Bangladeshi on the global stage. And honestly, the footprint of the Bangladeshi diaspora globally today spans many countries. Some of the top countries estimated as of 2023 include Saudi Arabia with about 2.5 million Bangladeshis, UAE with about 1 million, UK about 600k, Malaysia about 400k, USA around 350k, Oman and Qatar around 600k combined, Canada, as I said, 100k or so. Italy, Singapore, and Japan all have growing communities of Bangladeshis. That's really a presence on almost every continent except Antarctica. Bangladeshis come from all types of backgrounds in these places that they settle, from small business owners to Uber drivers to software engineers to nurses and even politicians, all contributing back to their new homes and places of settlement, as well as some sending money and support back home to Bangladesh. And consequently, remittances, as I mentioned earlier, play a fundamental role in developing the Bangladeshi economy, accounting for 6% of the national GDP. With about 22 billion USD received in 2023, Bangladesh easily ranks among the top 10 remittance earning countries globally. This money funds crucial social and economic activities such as education, housing, weddings, and entrepreneurial ventures back home in cities and villages. And as Bangladesh grows, so does the diaspora. It's not just about escaping poverty anymore. It's about building opportunity and legacy. From Dubai's construction sites to Toronto's boardrooms, the Bangladeshi diaspora journey is still being written. Make sure to drop a comment if you're part of the Bangladeshi diaspora and this rising global story. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Tahmid signing out.